One way of adding compartments in PIAS is by specifically adding all the dimensions of each compartment. This can be initiated in the graphical user interface of the layout module. When we want to input these tanks as new compartments, we first start by adding the first compartment with the Add Compartment button. Each compartment needs to be defined by adding one or multiple subcompartments. The compartment screen shows information about the compartment on the left side of the screen, and the specifications from the subcompartments are shown and defined on the right side. We'll first add the main section of Tank 1, which will be defined as a double-sided simple block. We only need to add the aft and upside of the tank, because when we keep the other outside variables to infinite, then the compartment will automatically follow the shape of the hull. After we added the chain lockers as individual compartments, we will check the compartment overlap by going to View, Compartment Colors, Compartment Overlap. We will see now that there is an overlap between the chain lockers and Tank 1. Thus, we need to subtract the area of the chain lockers from the first compartment. We can do this by copying the subcompartment of the chain locker and link it to a new subcompartment in Tank 1. This way, a linked copy of the chain locker will be made, which will always have the same dimensions of the chain locker, even when the original dimensions are changed. We only need to change the sign of this subcompartment to negative to subtract it from Tank 1, which will create the correct overall compartment from this tank. When we go back to the graphical user interface with the compartment overlap activated, we will see that the compartments don't overlap anymore. When we are adding tank number 4, then we define multiple positive subcompartments, but we see that there is one part of this tank that we are not able to define with a simple block shape complexity. Thus, we need to use the 4 longitudinal ribs. But for other shape complexities, it is also possible to use the other than 4 longitudinal ribs. In this shape type, we need to define the under and upper coordinates of the 4 ribs of the subcompartment. In this input screen, the left column is for the breadth coordinates and the right one for the height coordinates, which is also indicated in the lower left of the screen. When you want to check if the compartment is added correctly, then you can hover over the horizontal section in the graphical user interface while pressing the right mouse button. This way, you can clearly see the shape from each section. Tank number 5 has the same shape as number 4, but it is on starboard side instead of port side. We can copy and paste this in the compartment list to a new compartment. Then we only need to change the side of the compartment, which will automatically change the sides of all subcompartments.